What's up, WordPress Warriors? Patrick Gallagher here, co-founder and CEO of GridPane. Today is Thursday, April 2nd, and in this video, we're hopefully going to very quickly punch through some different issues that have been raised to me by people over the last few days. Get you some more book recommendations and share some exciting news. Of some things that are going on with GridPane. So, as many of you know, yesterday we launched the extension of our original lifetime deal that we ran during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So when we originally ran that, we had some of our long-standing customers who weren't able to buy at that time, and they asked for us to be able to extend things out a little bit. We decided instead of doing that, that we would just run it again at a later date, and we decided that we would do it on April 1st, because why the hell not? And of course, then when we decided to do that yesterday, well, many months went by, we didn't put any focus into it, and then all of a sudden it sort of arrived at our door, and then pretty much anything that I could have done wrong during that entire launch and release yesterday, I screwed all of the things up, and so it was pretty much one dipshit move after another. And including people arriving at the lifetime deal page and seeing that there is no LTD April Fools, and it was April Fool's Day, and then in the start of the video I actually made a joke that there was no LTD, and then said, haha, okay, yeah, just kidding. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of people who were understandably confused. We do still have the lifetime deal page open. There's no time limit. We have a set number. If you click on the button on the page, this pulls up the shopping cart checkout, and you can see we've got a one-time payment, a 4-pay, a 6-pay, and then 12 monthly payments. Increasing prices on those. There's no increasing price as time goes on. When these sell out, they sell out. And so, but if you're watching this, on Thursday, assuming that it doesn't take me 15 hours to upload the video, then you should be able to have a spot on this. One thing I will say is that I had my schedule totally blew up yesterday. The speed at which I was able to upload the video for the LTD itself got thrown out of whack, and then ultimately the link got shared before I even notified our customers. Emailed anybody. It just got out really, really quickly, and then it was all over the place, and that's entirely my fault. And so if you are a customer of ours, if you've been a customer of ours, and you missed out on this opportunity, I want you to reach out to me personally, and I'm going to try and make it right. Okay? And so our goal with the very first LTD and with this one is to make sure that our customers had the first bite at the apple. I screwed that up because I was having issues with HubSpot, and then I had a call run long, and doesn't matter, there's no excuse. I own it. But again, if you're a customer of ours and you're watching this, within the next couple of days, reach out to me and I will do my best to make it right. Okay? So things that I said in yesterday's video, which are still true. If you're trying to get this because you're having FOMO, don't buy it. If you're in a position right now where you can't afford this or it makes it uncomfortable on your life to pay for this, don't buy it. If you have no idea what GridPane is, don't buy it. Okay? This is really just for people who have been longstanding customers of ours, or people who've been thinking about joining, with us in this journey to try and make, the definitive tool for serious WordPress professionals. That's who it's for. If you don't quite get it, please don't buy. Okay. So that's that, and we'll be updating this page, hopefully so it's less confusing. Just 2 books today. Shoe Dog, if you haven't read this is a fantastic business book, mostly because it reads, it's a memoir, it's an autobiography, and it is a business book, but it reads like a novel. It's a really good book. It's a good page turner, and again and again and again in this book, Phil Knight and Nike are at the end of their rope, and then they do another thing to bring themselves back, and do another thing to bring themselves back, and they persevere throughout. Okay. And largely, one of the ways that they do that is with what's called the float. So basically, they continue to get extended financing, and so they have all of their accounts payable and accounts receivable sort of timed in such a way that they're using a business line of credit to be able to buy the next big batch of shoes. That's a larger order and larger order and larger order. I think that obviously tenacity, perseverance, grit, those are all just that's sort of strategic. That's emotional strength that you build up, but using the float right now, when we know that there's 30, 60, 90 days of time where it's going to be really slow and difficult, I think it's definitely something to be thinking about, is moving some of your short-term expenses to a credit card only if you know that you are going to be able to make those payments. And actually, not only is this a decent idea to use other people's money temporarily, but if you're using something like a Chase card or an American Express or similar, you can be building up a ton of points, which you can then use for travel sometime far in the future. Okay, so Shoe Dog is fantastic. No children's book today. Actually, what I'm going to recommend is this book called The Player of Games. Looks like my internet is completely shut down. It's by Ian Banks. It's sci-fi, so if you're not into sci-fi, don't read this. If you are into sci-fi and you haven't read the Culture books, they're fantastic. And fortunately, there's a lot of them, so you've got plenty of stuff to read over the coming weeks and months. Unfortunately, the guy died, so they're not making any more of them. But it's really good stuff. And unlike most sci-fi, it's far in the future, and it's not dystopian sci-fi. It's like it's far in the future, and we've figured all the problems out, and we made things work, and the robots, helped us, and so it's actually sort of abundance as opposed to dystopian sci-fi. So that's that. And then last little bit of news is so some of you met with us at WordCamp US last year in St. Louis. It was a blast. It was awesome. I was really looking forward to WordCamp EU this year in Porto. It was going to be literally the second time that Jeff and I ever saw each other face to face. He was going to be flying from China to the UK to see his family, and then meeting me in Porto. Obviously, that and many other WordCamps and countless events have all been shut down. And so really the only thing that makes sense in this day and age is sort of online summits, online workshops, webinars, Zoom calls, maybe not using Zoom, but you get the idea. And so we're super thrilled to be one of the mega sponsors of the WP Feedback Online Summit. And so you can go to wpfeedback.co/summit. It's totally free. Highly recommend you sign up. A ton of great speakers on there that I've known, and some of who I met at WordCamp US. And so I think it's a super cool thing that they're putting together. And I highly recommend that you check it out. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Please stay inside. Please try to take care of yourselves. And obviously reach out to us if you have any questions or problems. Thanks for your time as always. Cheers.